Hey, welcome back to Pete Plays. Here we're playing Chained Echoes. It's a brand new Sunday episode, and well, I suppose every episode is brand new when I do it. I just mean like it's a Sunday episode. Wow, didn't expect that. Wow, wow. So I've been wanting to, oh man, this is weird. Been wanting to do some weekend streaming, and I just haven't gotten around to it because I've been so busy with the dissertation. Can I but I told friend of the show Patrick I'd give him some weekend viewing, because he is currently on daddy leave and needs some good old Pete Plays. So ooh, there's a bird. Come back. That bird is made of bones. Okay. Boy, this is weird. Excuse me, sir. Oh, hello there. Oh, well, goodbye. I guess I'm gonna fight these losers. Wow, what are these? Spore Man. I guess I'll armor break this guy. Ow, 59? Yikes. Okay, let's try light. They're not weak to light. Okay. Zong! Let's see if they're weak to earth. No, but that was pretty strong. I guess my next guess would be fire. I really shouldn't have Glenn and Lenny in the same slot. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Okay. Muddy Snowball. Oh, a blind oil. Oof. Let's finish this guy off. Oh, Glenn! Holy moly, these guys are tough. Let's try Metal Dagger here. Bow, 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 bow. Nice. Nice. Oh, I did. Oh, man. There I go again. Not paying attention. Oh. Oh, okay. It's just Jazzarino playing with her squeakies. Now let's do that. Let's do our big boy move. Welcome to the dojo. Sorry, I got a text. Uh-oh. Oh, Glenn. Glenn has perished. So I would like to bring him back. Yeah. Hi, buddy. Man, she was a sleepy baby for the whole last hour while I was doing other stuff. Can I get rid of this guy? Let's try that earth drums again. Can I get him? Yes! Okay, good. Yeah, she was the sleepiest of babies. And I was like, oh, I'll do some Pete Plays here. And now she's awake and running around, which is fine. I love it when she does that, but it also means that Claw Master, interesting. Also means that she will be jumping all up in my biz. guess I gotta double back here. Man, this terrain is unlike any... What is this? This is unlike anything I think I've ever seen in an RPG. What are those? What are those? Well, now there's a cutscene. What? Hello? What is this? I haven't seen something like this before. It's a magical barrier. A barrier? Who built it here? Could have been a very powerful magician or a monster. Probably the latter. Either way, we need to find the caster or we can't proceed. Our magic is not powerful enough to cancel out this spell. Hopefully we can find him. This is a so-called Leopold's barrier. The caster must be close by. Let's search for them. Okay, so I think the idea is we have to find who cast the spell. King Owl. Ow. Boy, these are strong. Yeah, we have to find who cast the spell and get rid of him. Let's try our light claymore. Nope. Okay, they're not weak to light. Zonk! Try earth. I need to switch up and get Lenny in here. Oh dear. Okay, so maybe they are weak to water if they're doing fiery moves. Let's get rid of this guy. Later, man. Oh, a giant's hide. Interesting. We could try dark. Oh, nice. Okay. Heal everyone. Not gonna lie, Bethraz is not my favorite. He's cool, but he's kind of squishy and... Holy moly. Holy moly. He's kind of squishy, and I don't know that I think his attacks are really that much better than anything else. I mean, he's fine. I don't have a problem, but... Beep, 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 beep. Oh, I did it again. I wasn't paying attention to what I should have been paying attention to. Okay, this should do it. Old bark. Nice. Okay. Change up my formation here. I'm gonna swap her with Bethraz. And then... Honestly, I don't really ever want Rob out of the party, but... Or Victor out of the party. We can work with this right now. Okay. Gold ore. Okay, so we gotta find... Ooh. There's a direction thing. If I see another one, I will have to do some... Oh, look at that big boy chest. What is that up there? Find a way to destroy the barrier. Oh, okay. Well... Let's go this way. There's some... Oh, a fast travel location. Okay, that's nice. Well, let's fight these guys. Oh, so on Friday, I was thinking about... I think I want to get rid of Spore Man first. I was thinking about talking about this on Friday, but I ended up doing like some other stuff. Nope. And I didn't get to it, but so I did something on Friday that oh man, that I've never done, and it was I taught Kant's metaphysics to an intro class. And that is not something... It's not something I've done. It's not something I think... it's not something I think is really easy to do. And honestly, I don't think most intro students need to learn Kant's metaphysics. But I also find Kant's ethics, like, boring. They're not... I like them. I study Kant. Like, I'm a big fan of Kant. But I also think that, like, his ethics are one of the least interesting things about his philosophy. Especially if you just study it in isolation from a bunch of other stuff. It really isn't that, I think, interesting if you don't, like, add all the stuff. So... Bonk! That was nice. I think his metaphysics are really, really fascinating. Win an encounter without allowing the enemies to take more than 4 actions. Ooh, excellent. I think Kant is primarily a metaphysician, as opposed to, I think, a lot of analytics who read him as an epistemologist. That's just... I think a matter of, like, a difference of how we read philosophy. But I think he's a metaphysician because he's describing the conditions for the possibility of, like, anything happening. Like human knowledge or understanding the world or ethics or, global community or whatever. And not primarily about... how do I make things known? He actually kind of takes for granted an epistemology in some ways because he's like, well, hey, how do I get over here? He's like, well, the way that your mind works is, okay, so here's basically what I was working on trying to teach them. Kant is interested in trying to figure out how to do metaphysics as a science. And by that he means, like, man, there's all these different ways of understanding the world and what is this? I guess I'll go this way. And Hume came along and was like, hey, oh dear, what is that? Hume came along and was like, I don't believe causation is real and you can't prove it. And everything is just convention. There's no such thing as cause and effect. And Kant was like, ooh, that's really bad. Oh, we got a poison baby. Jiminy Christmas. Let's see if fire does something. Ooh. They're not weak to it, but boy, they give up a lot. So he thinks, man, if I even want to do science at all, I have to be able to show that everything can't just, like, change whenever it wants to, right? There has to be... Oh my goodness! There has to be, basically, like, things can't just change willy-nilly. And so I'm going to show that the way that we do stuff... Oh, man. Try cross slash. The way that we can know things is, like, dependent on stuff not changing. Ah, she died! Man. Boy, poison is really going to... lower his armor. So there's that. I gotta heal everybody first. And basically what he thinks is, well, your mind works a certain way, right? There is, when you take in stuff through your senses, it takes in the information and then it puts it like through your mind and synthesizes what you experience, right? My comp professor in my doctoral program would always say, oh, it's like James Brown's love machine, but I'm just a synthesizing machine. I'm not going to synthesize for nobody but you. Nice. Right, and that's how your mind works. My comp professor in my master's, Dr. Wilson, would say you have concepts and you have sensibility. Your concepts are in your mind and your sensibilities like in your body and senses and stuff. Concepts without sensibility are empty. Sensibility without concepts are blind. Meaning, if I just take in sense data, but I don't have my brain machine to turn the sense data into ideas, then it's just, right? It's just TV snow. The reason I can look at my dog and be like, oh, here's a fuzzy baby, tiny little creature with 4 legs that goes, right? But in order to turn that sensibility even into, man, I want to get that chest thing up there. That looks rad. To turn it into even the ideas of that, but into the idea of dog, I have to take the sense data and then synthesize it through my concept machine and come up with concepts that can give me like these, this sense data equals dog. Now Kant thinks that this can get, ooh, that's a research camp from Torment. What happened? Looks like something attacked them. It might have been the beast that created the barrier. Oh dear. Oh, well, I can upgrade my junk if I want. So yeah, he thinks that's how you can do it, right? And the reason... Ooh, it's more owls. The reason he thinks that this can give us certainty is because everybody's mind works this way. Or every... Asterisk, right? Kant was like wicked racist, but he thought like, yeah, this is how the mind works. And anybody who has like a properly functioning rationality, like taking in information has to work this way. So we know that, like, yikes. We know that that's how we're gonna get certainty about stuff. Now I'm trying to zoop. That's defensive buff. Do that and just hope they don't attack Glenn. Yeah, so that's Kant's metaphysics. And basically it results in this. Let's see if I can steal something. Ooh, a feather. It results in this way that we often tend to think about, because of Kant and Descartes largely, we tend to think of like, I am a mind attached to a body. In contemporary analytic philosophy, there's this thing called the mind-body problem. I subscribe to a metaphysics where that's not really a problem for me, because I don't... Oof! Let's do that. Because I don't think I am a mind attached to a body. I think I am Dasein, basically. I don't know, I'm sort of punting to Heidegger, but... Zoop! get him on this turn, do we think? Oh, yeah, of course. But yeah, we're really influenced by this idea of Kant because, like, he uses this as the basis for the rest of his philosophy, right? Like, if you don't use pure reason, the principles of pure reason, right? It's called the critique of pure reason. If you don't use the principles of pure reason in this way, or you are incapable of using the principles of pure reason in this way because you are not the right race or gender, right? Or nationality, then you aren't sort of eligible to be a fully functioning moral agent. You're not eligible to be, how do I get over there? Man, I want over there. You're not eligible to be a part of like a global moral community that he thinks is like the end of humanity. And by end, I mean like goal or telos, not like the termination of humanity. So it's problematic in a lot of ways, but it's also, I think, gives us a lot of opportunities to think about, like, what if Kant was right a little bit, right? Like, what if he was describing this as, like, ooh, here we go. What if he was describing this as, like, a way of doing things, right? Which it is, but there's other ways of knowing things. Your brain doesn't have to be thought of as a synthesizing machine with built-in concepts, right? We can come up with new concepts. Is this a dead end? Something's wrong. You sense it as well. In the water, it's coming. Oh my... What? This is not what I was expecting. Are my eyes playing tricks on me? They are. This beast is clouding our senses. Everyone, get yourself together. She vanished, and hopefully she stays that way. Something tells me that wasn't the last we saw of her. But Thraz, do you feel it? Yes, the ether here has been weakened. Let's return to the barrier. Wait, so we didn't even have to... What's this? The fluid is the... What was his voice? The fluid is the same color as the fungus over there. Is this what the scientists have been researching here? Let's drop some of the fluid on this fungus. You know, just cuz. A bridge of mushrooms appeared. How surprisingly convenient. It looks as though they are not several different mushrooms, but actually form a single large one instead. And this might be one of its roots. How interesting. Okay. So now I've got new ways of building little bridges. So I gotta be on the lookout for... those. Okay. Oh, okay, that's not a way I can go. Oh, I have to go this way, okay. Well, let's look for little bridge pods. Little bridge pod in the morning, in the swampy, I find you, little bridge pod. Okay, nothing there. So anyway, that was sort of like a pretty scattered explanation of it. But I think it's, honestly, I think it's really important to understand... Oh, there's another shrine. I've got some holy water. Okay, so I probably need to find a way to extend a mushroom bridge over there. Okay, here's one. Ooh. Oh. Holy mushroom. Yeah, okay. light armor bonus. I think it's really important to understand it because it's been a really influential way of thinking about how the mind works. And I contend that it... where did it go? Where are the roots? Was this here? Oh, that must have been it. Oh, here's some bad guys. And I contend that it actually, like, precludes the possibility of thinking of some ways of living as moral or civilized or rational or anything like that. So actually I think it's really important to understand how we are susceptible to letting that kind of like close off the way that we think. Nice. The main, I guess I'll try fire. The main way that I apply that is I think that thinking the way that Kant thinks makes us not think about ways that like other cultures know stuff. So one example I like to use a lot that I think is pretty accessible to most people. I overheated because I wasn't paying attention. Now we're overheated again. Goodbye. Zoop! Oh, I missed! I'll do that. Let's ultra move this loser. So when we think about rationality, we tend to think of like facts and evidence and measurements and cause and effect and the scientific method, all this nonsense. And anything that doesn't kind of like fit into that, oh man, I thought I'd get him. We tend to think is just like not knowledge or is maybe an inferior way of thinking, right? So in Foucault, this is called subjugated knowledge, which is like the way of knowing things that isn't the way everybody knows. Everybody knows we landed on the moon, right? But, and I don't want to give any credence to moon conspiracists because I don't think they're true, but it is a thing you can know. You can know that we didn't land on the moon. Now, you might say that that's a sort of ersatz knowledge, right? It's not real. But, like, it's a thing. I know in my heart we didn't land on the moon. Okay, that person knows that. They're wrong according to, like, a different knowledge. Like, the knowledge that sort of most of us kind of live on the planet with, right? But it's not as cut and dried for other things, right? So an example that I use a lot is in... okay, so I went down there. I got all that. An example that I use is in Black culture in America. The weight of prophetic dreams, especially for Black women, is really significant. And it is a not uncommon phenomenon for a Black woman to dream that something has happened, right? There are many stories of Black women who said, I had a dream that my son died and I woke up and I got a phone call, right? Or I had a feeling like I was just out walking and I had a feeling and I just knew something terrible had happened. And 30 minutes later, I got a call that said that like this had happened, right? From a scientific perspective, I can't explain that. And there's honestly a part of me that's kind of skeptical about that. But also, that is a way that they know that, look, the barrier's gone. Nice. That's a way that people know things that's meaningful to them, right? And knowledge and making it is about constructing order and coherence and value that can help you make sense of the world you live in. And if the value of prophetic dreams does that and works, I'm very pragmatist in this regard, then that is a way of knowing things. And that is a way of knowing things that like science and white culture generally like doesn't value, right? But for Black Americans, that can be a really important thing, right? Prophecy and dreams in general is much more, I think, significant for Black Americans than it is for white Americans. And that's just part of like the history of being Black in America. Patricia Collins explains this because it's basically like, hey, if you spend like so much time being excluded from the places that let you like get the education and get the knowledge and get the know-how to do all this stuff and to become an authority or whatever, then you've got to figure out your own way to do it. And that's exactly what happened. Wish I could get over there, but I can't. But I cannot. Oh, hello. So anyway, that's why I think it's important to teach Kant to undergrads, because I think it opens up a really important critique of different ways of knowing things. And we live in postmodernism, and that's what it's all about is, hey, there's a million different ways to know things, and there's a million different things to know. Let's do one more battle here. And yeah, man, a lot of the things that you can know, in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and just say all the things you can know, put you in a relationship to power. And what you know and how you know it orients you to that power, right? Like, so if you know things in the right way, you're in good shape, right? But if you don't know things in the right way, then you might have a combative relationship, or you might be oppressed or something like that, right? Oppressed in the sense of like resisted. You will experience the world as resisting you. If you believe the earth is flat, you will experience the world as resistant to you. That's just how that works. Man, these guys are brutes. Zonk. Oh, man, I thought for sure... Well, I gotta get rid of that one for sure. Okay, I've got several turns here to make this count. Ah! Don't be poisoned no more. Zoop, 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 zoop. Yeah, I do think it's interesting to think about counter status cure. Okay, that's good. Oh, well, bye, Lenny. Spoot. It's not gonna be enough. Nah. Oh, dead. Oh, she resisted it. Excellent. Well. Man, his heal just isn't that good. It's just not that strong. I wanted to do more, you know? Ah! Oh, dear. Oh, and he's oh, no. Awaken my spirit. Okay, got this dude. Oh, I'm overheated. Oh, she died. She fell. Okay. Let's do some fire times. We'll do an angel wing. I don't know that that's going to be enough. Oof! Okay. This will be good. Yeah, subjugated knowledge, man. It's really interesting because when you start to think about stuff that's wrong as instead a different way of explaining the world, I don't know, man. It really starts to make some stuff make sense, right? Not because it makes us go like, man, really makes you think, right? I don't need to think that someone who thinks the Earth is flat has a good point in order for me to think about why what they believe makes sense for how they're in the world, right? I think that people who believe that Earth is flat tend to be the kind of people who want an explanation for why people in power seem to be telling them things that turn out to be wrong all the time, right? I think flat earthers tend to either be formerly credulous people who were burned or really skeptical people who never trusted anybody in the first place. And his name is Glenn. He's running in a circle. Hey, this has been really fun. Thanks for hanging out with me on a special Sunday version of Chained Echoes. And we'll see you tomorrow on PETEPLAYS. Bye.